Hello all my stitchy friends, how are you? My name is Sally. I'm known as Flossie Sews and Grows here on YouTube and over on Instagram. So go pop over there and say hello as well. This is Flosstube number 48 and it's Friday the 6th of December. This is a channel predominantly about cross stitch. I do throw in some other crafts at times, but really my passion is definitely cross stitch. And Flossie Sews and Grows, I did think I'd talk to you about my allotment as well. This year it hasn't really happened because time, and at the moment it's a muddy mess out there, so allotment has not been visited. But ho hum, thank you for joining me. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. If you're new, it's lovely to meet you. I do hope you enjoy listening to me talk about cross stitch, and if you enjoy it, please do like and subscribe so that you can be notified when I'm back on again and you can come and visit me again. Anyway, what's been going on? Well, so many of you have joined in Fun for 50 SAL, which I've been doing with the lovely Somi Sarah, who is 50 next week. Very exciting. And so I have, we're drawing to a close. We are drawing to a close. I have a finish to show you, which takes me to a total of 31 finishes for 2024. 26 of those were started in 2024. So 5 from last year and 26 from this year. So I think, you know, I've finished over half of what I will have started, and I do have a new start to show you as well, which is new start number 48. So really getting close. I also am going to talk to you today about what I'm going to start in January for my new challenge, because I'm going to be bereft with no Fun for 50. It's just been such a great year. I have just absolutely loved doing it. I've loved doing it with Sarah and the friendship that we formed there, but I've also loved the friendships that I've formed with all of you out there. There's just, you know, it's just been wonderful how many stitches you've joined in with me or with Sarah or with both of us, where we've had joint projects. And yeah, it's just been overwhelming how much you have given back to Sarah and I during 2024 and celebrated with us. So it's just been, so thank you to everybody that's done a stitch with us, has sent us a message of encouragement, has sent us a birthday wish, a card. I've had some lovely 50th presents. So it's, you know, it's been wonderful. So I had to do something. I had to do something for 2025, and I mentioned a video or two ago that certainly for January, I'm going to start on a hashtag best of British and celebrating all the wonderful designers we have here in the UK. And I've got a plethora of charts. So today I'm also going to go through what I've got, what's already been stitched that's from a British designer, and what my plans are certainly for January. And I think probably it will obviously run into the rest of the year as well. So I'm going to talk to you about that. So first of all, I'm going to show you a finish, and I'm really pleased with this finish. This is the Twin Bird Pincushion, and this is from Chloe at Girl with a Gavel Stitches. And this was the very first Fun for 50 stitch that Sarah and I did, and we did it together. We'd received this as part of our welcome pack in the 2023 Stitch in London welcome pack. And so we both had it, and so we both thought this was a great one to start with. A designer who'd been at Stitch in London, a British designer, and we'd both met, and we thought it was absolutely perfect. This was charted in the blue, the two blues, but actually I added in a pink as well. So I have stitched this in Roxy Floss Co. Royale, the light blue is Pewter, and the bright pink is Pink 182, which I love that one. I'm really looking forward to trying to get Royale and Pink 182 into the Quacker stitch that I'm doing now, which I'm doing purely in Roxy Flossco colours. And here we had been given some wording by Chloe. I think it said Stitch in London 2023, but I've actually changed mine and I've put fun for 50. I think I'd asked you all what your opinion was, and so many people said yes, you should put fun for 50. I have charted that myself. It's slightly off. It's not quite, I think it's not quite centered, but I don't mind. I'm not going to, and if any of you see it in real life, I'm sure you're not going to comment and tell me that. So my mum might, but my mum will say, oh, it's not quite in the middle, is it? But ho-hum, I'm not a designer. I charted it out on paper, and I charted it actually from, Chloe has got a little freebie sampler on her website. I can't remember what it's called, but I will put the name here, and it's got an alphabet on it. I think she'd used the same alphabet on the chart, so that's what I went and used, that alphabet, so that it was still a Chloe alphabet. So really pleased with that. I know Sarah showed hers in her most recent video, all fully finished. So that is my plan, I think, possibly for the Easter holidays, to get that fully finished so that on perhaps New Year's Eve I can stuff it with all my orts from 2024. Although I don't think there'll probably be enough. I changed needles in 2024. I started using Pony 28 petites, and they're really tiny, and I found I can play such good thread chicken with them that my orts are really quite often quite small, and if I've got a long enough piece after I finish stitching, I will just pop it back on the bottom of whatever, I think you can see there, on whatever thread drop I'm using. I will just pop it back on, even when it's not massive, but it would still perhaps give me a couple of stitches. I'm quite frugal and tight in that respect. So I'm really pleased that is now finished and on the road for getting completed by the end of the year. And I have one, so I haven't got a huge amount of stitching to show you this week, because actually I have only worked, I say I've only worked on 3 things. I've worked on 5 things, but 2 of them I can't show to you yet. So I have actually had another 2 finishes, and neither of those were counted in my 50 because I didn't want to show them. They're both secret stitches. So you will see those at some point when they've been gifted. So I have worked on 3 that I can show you. So twin bird pin cushion was the first one, and this is my new start. So this is the Stacey Nash gingerbread house, which is going to be a class at the Jingle Ball. So really this has been my focus to try and get this finished for today. Yeah. the class I think excuse me, I think the class is tomorrow night, and I think it's at 1 AM in the morning UK time, so I won't watch it live, but it is available for up to 30 days, so I will have time to finish this. But I think so this is not the fabric that I showed you last time that I was going to stitch it on. I had 2 in mind. I had an XG Designs and a Swan Bay fabric. They're both pale pinks. As I was seeing lots of people start this on different fabrics, I actually thought, oh, I'm not sure. And actually this piece of fabric I had allocated for Strawberry Fields, and it is from Sparkly's. It's 35 count, and it's called Gingerbread. Is it Gingerbread? Oh, I think, yes, I think it's, I'm pretty confident it's called Gingerbread. Oh, there's the packet for it. It is called Gingerbread. And I just looked at it and thought, actually, do you know what? This is so much better suited to this project than to Strawberry Fields. And Strawberry Fields is one, you know, it just needs a really good neutral, and I've got lots of those, so I've got an alternative. So I thought this was perfect. And really, the first thing I wanted to do was kind of outline the house just to make sure it would fit. Now Stacey on the instruction says you need to cut half an inch away to make from your stitching to make the when you're making the book. It is a gingerbread house book, isn't it? So actually, I knew I could go. I think I've got an inch and a half between the two houses at the bottom there, and then I have just got a little bit more room there. So I just wanted to get the outline in done mainly, so that I knew I had enough room for it, and then try and fill in. And kind of realised last night I was furiously trying to fill in these windows, and then thought, actually, I'm not going to get it finished. Let's just get some main bits done. So I've actually got some fill-in to do during the Jingle Ball. So I'll fill in that that window. That's easy. And then the door to be finished there. That's just a bit of fill-in, and the door there. I have changed the colours slightly. So I didn't have the called for Weeks Dye Works linen, which was around the outside, and then the white or the cream. So I've changed tact slightly. I thought that I've used ecru here instead of linen, the colour linen, and I thought it might not show up quite so well for the outline of the house. So I did change that to a DMC. Can't remember what it's called. It's one of the 3/8 something 3/8 something 3/8. Can't remember. Just to make it stand out a little bit more, and then I've actually used the ecru for the bits that do want to be white on the inside. I have to say I'm a little bit so the called for red and pink are baked apple and red pear, and I am a little bit, can you see on the wreath there, they're so similar that actually the ribbon of the wreath, which is in red pear, you can't actually really see it over the baked apple. So I might pull that out and maybe put a substitute in, maybe a different colour there, because it's, I mean, up here it's not too bad. It's a paler, I've managed to pull a lighter red pear and a darker baked apple, but down there I don't think you can really see the difference, so I might have to swap that out. So not going to be finished for the Jingle Ball, however I'll be able to stitch on it, and I would like to try and get that class done within the 30 days, so that I can try and do it before it goes offline. And then the other project I've been working on, really again in preparation for the Jingle Ball, trying to get, because I thought if I had the gingerbread house finished, I'd need something else to stitch on, with some good fill-in, and that's Home for Christmas, which I've been stitching as, this is one that Sarah and I started together as part of the Fun for 50, and also Stitchy Sally has joined us with this one as well, and I'm stitching this on 36 count Brenda, is it Brenda's Brew by R&R Reproductions? Oh, I can't remember now. Had a bit of a brain fog moment. I will have shown you where I got up to last time on this. I think, if you can remember, I had made a mistake here, so I did have to do some unpicking and a bit of restitching, but I've also tried to get this window in here, and excuse the hanging threads, they're kind of there so that I've got blocks of bits that I can stitch during the Jingle Ball. So I'm trying to get this window in so that I can kind of know where I have to, and I've got the door in so that I know where I can stitch around during the Jingle Ball. And this is one I think I would like to try and get finished this year if I could. We'll see. We'll see. I've got now 24 whips on the go at the moment. Some of them quite big. Yeah. So this is potentially one that I could keep stitching on, and it's nice. You know, I'm not doing very many Christmassy things this year. I've not got very many Christmassy whips, so it would be good to try and carry on with that one. I think that one and the gingerbread house would be good to finish. So that's what I've been working on. So not a huge amount in quantity of stitches, but I've put a lot of actual stitches into certainly into the gingerbread house, and then the thought into the twin bird cushion to try and get that finished and kind of recharting that little last bit. That did take me a little bit of time. So my plans, I will be starting Strawberry Fields on Sunday by Blackbird Designs. That's with Sarah. So that's start number 49, and that's her birthday start. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then start number 50 will be the autumn season of the heart, Bluebird, which I will be starting for my friend Fanny's birthday. I have a feeling, it's either the 21st or the 22nd of December. I can't remember off the top of my head. And I think Sarah said that she was starting her last start on the 21st of December. And she was hoping it was before my last start, because then she'd have beaten me. She says I'm very competitive, and I am. I know that, but I think actually she is as well. There we go. I've said it. But it's been, we have such fun. We do tease each other, and yeah, we've had such fun this year. So I'm going to miss it, but I'm hoping Sarah will join in on some of the things that I'm going to do next year. And I'm sure she's such an enabler that I will join in on some of the things that she will be doing. So plans for January. Let me talk to you about that. So it's the best of British SAL, which I'll be starting in January. Now, by no means is this me saying these are the best British designers, because that they are some of the best British designers. They are some of the best British charts. They just happen to be the ones that I own at the moment. There are lots out there. There are lots of wonderful designers in the UK, and I'm not going to rank them. No way. I'm not going to say that one is better than the other. No way. Best of British. This is just the best of what I've got, and what I will be showing you. And there's you know, it's not by any means any that I'm not showing you. I don't rate, or because I do, and there's lots I want to buy, lots I will want to buy, and there is time for that. There's time for that, but I'm showing you what I have got at the moment, and you know, I'm hoping that you will join in with any British designer that you have and you love and is the best for you, because you've got it at the time and you want to get it stitched. So it just was a really catchy hashtag, I think, but I just didn't want anyone to think because I'm not stitching them, I don't rate them, or that's just absolutely not the case at all. These are just they're all fabulous. They're all absolutely fabulous. So I'm going to start with a couple of fully finishes that I have or I have been gifted, and they're all from Yasmin. They're all from Yasmin's Made with Love. This is one that I'd finished. So this is the little Easter hen, and I did this last year, I think, because it's on a 32 count. So it's quite a big count, but really bright, and some fabulous. I bought this in Japan, this fabric, I think, so I love it. So I do try and make sure I'm using fabrics that I've got memories from, or I know where I bought them, on my backs, so that I can remember them. So that's a Yaz one, and these two are Yaz ones as well. Now I'm so lucky that I have been given. So this is a little chart that I have got it somewhere, because I've obviously bought stuff from Yaz before. So early on, Yaz would give away this little chart. She'd send it to anyone that bought a hard copy of one of her charts. And last year, Charlie stitched this for me for my 49th birthday. With my 50th birthday coming up, she put the 50 in there, and that hangs on over here. And then this year, Sally, who's Stitchy Sally, stitched this version for me. And they're great because although it's the same, they're so different, because different fabric, different colours. Charlie's made this a little bit different. So that just shows you, doesn't it, that you could have the same thing twice, but they're just still fabulous and could even hang together. I mean, they don't hang together, but they could. They could. So they're wonderful. So those are the things that I have that are fully finished. Then I have some finishes of mine to show you from British designers. So again, the next one is Yasmin, and this is Summer Bouquet, and this is stitched on 36 count Blutiful by Crafty Kate with the called for DMC. That is the called for fabric. That was one I did this year. My next finish is from Maloka Designs, and that's the Rooster, Mandala Rooster. And this was a freebie that so I've gone out of focus slightly. It's focusing more on me, isn't it, then? That was offered on the Maloka Designs newsletter. But you can now buy this, and I've stitched this on 36 count antique white, and I've stitched it 1/2 with the call for DMC, but I still think it looks amazing. I think, you know, most people who I think stitch Maloka Designs, if they're doing the kit, it'll be on a 28 or 32 count linen or Ada, and normally with 2 strands of floss. And I'm only a 1-strand girl, but I think the coverage and the look of that, it's still vibrant, still great coverage, and just, I love it. Next up we have Dreaming of Summer, which is from Claire at Love Poppet, and this was a stitch along, and I was kindly gifted this kit by Claire. And as you can see, this is a 32 count even weave, and I've stitched it 1/2. So it's kind of slightly more prim looking maybe than if you'd have stitched it with 2 strands. And actually, Claire recently sent out a newsletter which showed her table. She was a vendor at Stitch in London, and actually she'd taken a photo of her model stitch and this one next to each other to show the difference. And that picture's on her latest newsletter. I think she might have popped it on her Instagram post as well, actually. But they both look fantastic. They both look different, and you know, they're both our own little takes on it. And it just shows you what you can do to make a stitch your own and change it to your way of stitching. And then the final one to show you of my finishes is Marianne Kettle 1838, and this is from Michelle at Mama Loves You GB, and I stitched this last year as part of Black Sampler November, and I can't remember, did I stitch it? I think I might have just stitched it with 310, and it was stitched on a mystery fabric from my Magic Stash bag, so I'm not entirely sure what the fabric is, but it's a bit of a grungy, I think it was a great one for a black sampler. So really pleased with that. And this is the famous Be Not a Dunce, so really love this one. And then of course you've just seen the twin bird pincushion from Chloe at Girl with the Gabble Stitches, which is the other one that I have finished from a British designer. So those are all my finishes. So hopefully, if you haven't got something that you'd like to stitch in January, that might give you a little bit of inspiration. I'm also going to show you my whips that I have in progress for things that have been designed by Brits. Now, what I'm hoping is that in January, as well as doing new starts, I will also work on some of my whips, because some of them, like this one, I think I could probably get finished in January. So this one is Easy Peckings, and this is from Kelly at Cosford Rise Stitchery. Now, strictly speaking, Kelly is actually American, but she lives in the UK, so it counts. And there's another designer later who is similar, that they're not British, but they live in the UK, so it counts. So this is Easy Packings, and I started this as part of the Fun for 50 SAL with my friend Rachel, who is Stitchy Rach. And how far are you on with it, Rach? We need a Flosstube. We haven't seen one recently. I think I'm possibly a little bit further on than Rachel, unless she's had a mad dash and stitched lots since she last filmed. But I'm hoping I could get that finished in January. Although I haven't stitched on it since you last saw it. I'm going to pop that one away. I'm stitching it with the called for. It's a mix of Classic Colourworks and there's a Gentle Arts in there. So it's a mix of Fancy Floss and DMC, and I'm stitching it on a 40 count. I think off the top of my head it's Cafe au Lait or Light Mocha. It's one of those two. It's a, it's a nice basic Zweigart, which it looks great on. So the other designer that's not actually British is Mikael at Star Parades Designs, but he lives in the UK with his partner, who I think his partner is actually American. So quite a multicultural partnership there, but they're living in the UK at the moment, so this one counts as well. And this is the Quacker, and I'm doing this as a SAL with a lovely bunch of ladies who were on my table and the next table as well at Big Stitch. So Mikael came and sat with us, and we all loved this. He had the model with him, and we all decided to start it. And actually, my friend Sue on Instagram has finished it, and it looks absolutely fantastic. I'm stitching this with as many Roxy Flossco colours as I can come up with that look great, and it's on a 40 count Zweigart, and I think it's called Aqua. And that's how far I've got so far. So it's not had a great deal of work on it in 2024. The plan is that the Big Stitch 2026 will be in June, and that everyone that's doing this is going to finish it for then. So I've got a good 18 months to finish it in, which is fantastic, because I think I will need that time. And again, I've not stitched on that since I last actually showed it to you on a couple of floss tubes ago. I am just trying to put everything away as I go, because otherwise it's already chaos in here with me getting everything out to show you, but it just gives me a little bit of a help in putting it all back together. Nessie Mitchell is up next, so another Mama Loves You GB one, and I was stitching this for Black Sampler November this year, and this is how far I've got with this one. This is on a lovely fabric that my friend Alex dyed for me for my birthday. I'm a purple girl, and I'm stitching this with the Roxy Flossco Great Lakes. It's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. So you can get Michelle's patterns, you can get from you can buy from her Etsy store, and I will link all of the Etsy stores and shops that you can buy these patterns from. And then my final whip to show you from a British designer is the Rainbow Quaker from the Vivsters. And I think the Vivsters has absolutely taken us by storm this year with her amazing flags. So this is the Rainbow Quaker. And I plan, not for January, but at some point I would like to do the Welsh Dragon flag. So this was a start that I made. This is just a white 36 count Zweigart, and I'm using for this, I was kindly gifted the CXC, well I won them in a competition actually from Amanda. She was stitching this as well, and she had a set to give away, and it's the CXC threads, and they are just so bright and vibrant. They're amazing, and you can buy CXC from Rachel at Talking Dog Stitchery. So they're just beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. So definitely, now the Vivsters is on Etsy, and they do lots of different flags for different countries. So if you're abroad and you really want to join in with a British designer, but you want to slant it to be relevant to you, go and have a look if she's got your flag, because there are just lots and lots and lots and lots of different flags that you can stitch from different countries that have been designed. So those, I'm hoping, those whips, I will do some work on some of those in January, and certainly I'm hoping to finish Easy Pecking. So what other plans have I got for January that I would like to stitch? Well, a firm plan for the 1st of January is to start Cabin in the Woods by Lauren at Flossabilities. I love this one. This is definitely at the moment my favourite Flossabilities chart, and we'll talk a little bit later about favourite Flossabilities charts, because there was a competition, not on the last Flosstube but the one before, and I will announce the winner at the end. So Cabin in the Woods, I'm going to start this on the 1st of January, and I'm starting it in honour of my friend Mary Ann, and because it's her birthday year. She's got a big birthday next year, and this is her January 1st start, so I said that I would do it with her. I've got all the beautiful colours, the pattern I got on PDF, and I'm actually stitching. There's been a lot of debate with this one as well. This is Mansfield Stone from Swan Bay Fabrics. Now I was going to stitch, I've got a fat quarter of this as well in 36 count, but actually this piece is 40 count, and this piece is actually darker, very slightly darker than the 36 count piece that I've got. So I actually am going to do it on this one because I want it to be as dark as possible, but there was no way I was going to stitch it on anything darker than that, because I just won't be able to see it. And yeah, but I thought this was a perfect one. So this is Mansfield Stone, and it's from Marie at Stitches and Diamonds, and her company is called Swan Bay Fabrics. So that one is definitely being stitched, a UK designer on a UK fabric, which is perfect. So that is number one. Now everything else I haven't as yet got dates for. So if there's anything in here that you have got that you want to start in January with me, send me a message and we can plan a date. But if that doesn't happen, what I might do, or if there's any that I haven't got kind of set dates for or agreements to start with people, is that I might do a wheel decider. And I think probably I will leave weekends to try and fully finish some of the things that I finished. I really want to do that in January, so I might leave the weekend. So weekdays, I might put my whips on there and my new starts and spin it and think, well, I either do a new start that day or I stitch on a whip. So that's what I'm thinking. But if there's anything like the 1st of January with the Cabin in the Woods, if there's anything that you see that you go, I'd really like to start that with Sally, let me know and we'll put a firm date in for that. So start number one is Stitch in London, again from Yasmin. I've got a lot of Yasmin charts. It's going to be the Stitch in London, and I'm going to stitch this one here. And I originally, I think I talked about this before when I bought it, I'd bought some threads from Letitia at Corrie's Little Shop, some purples I was going to stitch this with, and actually I've had a little bit of a change of plan with this, that I'd got some rocks. The called for this is there it is, slightly bigger actually, is Roxy Flosscomb Merlot, and I'd actually bought some to stitch Modern Folk Embroidery Baldwin birds with, but I've decided I don't want to do that, so I'm actually going to stitch, I think I'm going to stitch this with the Merlot. So it will be the called for, and I have a perfect little bit of fabric. Again, it's a Swan Bay fabric from Marie. This is 40 count as well, and this is called Mary Sampler. So I think that with the red, and I should have got a skein of the Merlot out for you to have a look at, but you will see that when I start it. I think that will be absolutely perfect. So really looking forward to that one. And I'm trying to kit these up. Mostly I have kitted, they're all in my Amazon cheapy things at the moment, because I have run out of proper floss whip bags. So that's the other thing I'm hoping Christmas holidays try and whip up some new project bags as well. So next one is Going Coastal from Love Poppets. I bought this at the big not the Big Stitch, I bought this at Stitch in London, but you can buy these from you can buy the pattern, the hard copy pattern, or you can buy PDF at Claire's website, which is lovepoppet.co.uk. And I'm going to stitch this on a Fabrics by Crafty Kate, so another UK dyer, and this is called Stormy Sky, and I have a piece that was just the right size, so quite kind of, and I may, obviously there's the blue, I haven't got the threads yet for this together, but if I need to I will, because obviously that's quite blue, and this was stitched on a grey blue, which is perhaps not quite as dark. This is why I got Ada that was stitched on in grey blue, the model. I'll change the blue of the sea if I need to. So that's Going Coastal by Love Poppet. That's quite a quick, that should be hopefully quite a quick one. Hoping it won't take me too long. Next one is from Lizzie at Old Barn Stitch Company, and this is Spring on Lock Lane. I love this one. I bought this from Lizzie at the Big Stitch. You can buy, so her website is www.littleloops.co.uk. This is gorgeous, and I have the called for this is Country Vintage Mocha, and I do have some. Oh, actually no, that isn't country. It's actually, the call for is actually Light Mocha Mushroom. So I have got some of that, which I bought from Peakside quite a while ago to stitch something else on that I haven't started yet. So I possibly will do that with that. And then two of the, I happened to buy this one at the Big Stitch. This is Vintage Rose. This is one of the call for threads. Happened to buy this from Rachel at the Talking Dog Stitchery at the Big Stitch, just because I liked it and didn't realise that actually it was called for in that pattern. That was a happy surprise. And I have bought Bejeweled, because that's just an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous green. Oh, it's so vibrant. So those are the two called fors, and I have actually got one of the third. It's actually in my haul. Let me just see if I can grab it without everything going flying. Everything went flying. So the other one, which I've bought from Rachel at Talking Dog Stitchery, is Elderberry, which I've got to show in my haul. So we're nearly, and then the rest of those. There's two other gentle art. Cottage garden threads there. Actually 4, but I've had a look at the pattern and I've looked at where they are and what they are, and I don't feel that I really needed to get the cottage garden threads for those, so I will substitute those with DMCs. And then there are a couple of other, so I've got 3 of the called for, and then everything else I would substitute with DMCs, and Lizzie does give the DMC conversion on that, so I'm excited about that one. Looking forward to starting that one. Then the second one from the Old Barn Stitch Company is Tulip House 1819, and I love this. Again, I bought this at the Big Stitch. I think this is beautiful. I actually bought 2 copies, and I gifted one to my friend Ruth, who's Country Gal 857 in the US of A, and she's got this one as well, so hopefully we'll start this one together. And the fabric I've chosen for this one is again another Swan Bay fabric, and this is Sanditon Beige, and this is the light version, so I think that's going to be absolutely perfect for that. That's a beautiful pale, good, really good neutral colour, So I think that'll just be perfect. It's a really kind of delicate stitch, this one. And it's in 2 cottage garden threads and a classic colour works and a week dyes work. I've got none of those, but I've got the DMC, so I will probably do that with DMC, or I will substitute yeah, that vintage rose, for example, for those tulips from cottage garden threads might look quite good. But I've got a nice pink silk actually as well that might look nice in that one as well. So I will substitute. I'm not going to buy any more threads now for these. I will do everything from my stash because I've got such an amazing stash, and I've been gifted some lovely colours and kind of ones that I need to use, and they'll look perfect. They'll look perfect. So the next one I'm going to do is the Big Stitch 2024, and this is the octagonal pin keep, and this is from Caroline at Haystack Stitching, and this was in our gift bag that we had for Big Stitch, and it is all kitted up with a beautiful Gloriana thread, some fabric, and then the backing to make this fabric here for your pins. So that is, I think that will be quite a quick and easy one. The only thing I might do, is that a 32? I'm not sure if that's a 32 or a 36 count bit of fabric in there. I may switch the fabric, but then I may not, because actually if it's 32 and I make it to 36, that might actually be too small. So I will probably stitch it on. I'll probably stick with the fabric on here, but I will, if it suggests stitching it over with 2 over 2, I might just do 1 over 2. We'll see. But that's beautiful. Looking forward to that one. Next one is another one from Flossabilities. So this is the nautical pillow. This was the first Flossabilities pattern I bought actually, because I love seaside patterns, and I have a seaside themed downstairs bathroom, so that's going to look perfect in it. And I'm going to stitch this on Norland Mist, which is another beautiful fabric from Swan Bay Fabrics. Beautiful. This is actually a very, very pale lilac-y colour, rather than a blue. Lauren's model stitched on Zweigott Pale Cream actually, and it's stitched with Classic Colourworks Deep Blue Sea. But again, I think I will probably use, I've got quite a few blues in my Roxy Floss collection, so possibly we'll use a Roxy Floss, or just see what other colours I've got that I think will look good with that. But I think, I mean, actually Great Lakes, the dark blue might look fabulous with that on that fabric. So I will experiment. I will experiment. And then we have another Love Poppet. I love this one, and actually I would have really liked to have got this one done for Christmas this year, but just run out of time. So it'll be a present for, I think, my mum for next Christmas, because she loves Robin. So this is the Rocking Robin. He's absolutely beautiful. The called for on this is just a white. So the model is stitched on 14 count white Ada, but I will stitch it on another Swan Bay Fabrics, and this is Eleanor's Ivory. This is just lovely, lovely, lovely. And actually this is quite small, so I possibly could get, this is only 60 by 70, so I've got a 16th of this, so I probably would be able to get something else on that piece of fabric that's just as small. So actually possibly could do one for me and one for my mum. So, but definitely a start in January. And then the next one, I can't show you the pictures of these. Sorry, I can show you a picture. So the next one is the Spooky Beetle Biscornu. Now, this is by Hannah Cornish, and this was actually a, we got gifted this as a freebie at Stitch in London in 2023. Hannah is on Instagram as Hannah_stitching, and you can download her patterns from Gumroad at www.hannahstitching.gumroad.com. I'll pop all this below as well if you don't manage to hear it or write it down. And Hannah has done some fabulous designs. She's actually she trained as an entomologist, and her day job is a curator of a zoology museum. So she likes putting beetles on everything. And go and have a look at her charts on her Gumroad. She has some fascinating charts. I think she's got a Charles Darwin quote, which I know Ros Clark stitched and really loved. But quite unusual stuff. And I'm going to stitch the Spooky Beetle Biscornu. That is on her Gumroad as well, and that's a pay-as-you-feel chart. So you can pay Hannah what you feel for that one. But it's a great little chart. This is one that I just really like it, and it's really quirky. Talking about Ros Clark, I bought a couple of her new releases. She doesn't have a cover photo on them. Excuse me. So I've bought these from her Etsy, and I've bought Blessed Needle and also the Round Robin, and I will definitely want to start Blessed Needle. If I run out of time, Round Robin actually won't take too long, so that will stay as well. But certainly Round Robin and the Spooky Beetle Biscornu are ones that I think I could get finished probably in January if I try hard. The final one that I definitely want to try and start in January is another Yasmin one, and this is Find Joy. So this is Find Joy in Simplicity, and I was kindly gifted this one by my friend Whitney, who's Crafty Whitney. When did she give this one to me? Oh, I think she gave this one to me at Big Stitch. I think she had somehow got 2 copies of it. So we've both got a copy. So Whitney, if you'd like to start this with me in January, let's get cracking. Again, quite a small one. It is, what's the size on this one? 70 by 70, so it's tiny. It's all DMC, which I'm sure I've got most of, so I can stitch from stash. I haven't found a fabric for that yet, but again, it's quite small, and I've definitely got something. I think I can probably do that on a scrap that I've got. So those are the ones that I definitely want to start in January, but I have also got a pile of other, let me just move things around slightly. I've got a pile of other charts that I think I will try and start in 2025. Another one by Yasmin is Animals on Parade. I bought this off Yasmin at Stitch in London 2023, and I really love the fox. So I think I'm a bit autumned out at the moment. And I think I will be in the new year. So I'm hoping this one maybe start later in the year, ready for the autumn. Another Cosford Rise Stitchery is this is actually a PDF that I've printed out. So it's on slightly funny coloured paper. So this is A Jolly Happy Soul. Again, I hope later in the year I can get that one stitched. Another Yasmin one is a freebie that Yas gave us at Stitch in London, the tomato. I'd like to get that one done. And also Halloween Ride. I bought this off her in, again, Stitch in London in 2023. So later in the year, I think, for some autumn stitching. Another Cosford Rise one. Again, I bought this off Kelly at Stitch in London 2023. So there's lots I bought in 2023 that I've not even, that need starting. I'd like to perhaps try and get this. Maybe this is a Jolly July one. But Merry Christmas to all. I love this one. I think it's fantastic. Another Yas one is Patchwork Pumpkins. I bought this at Stitch in London 2024. I loved the project bag that this came with. But I might change some of the colours in there. Just try and use what I've got in stash. Make it a little bit more me. Then I really loved this one. This is from Beth at Be More Creative, and this was a freebie that she gave to us at the Big Stitch in 2024. And it's a shield, and you can put in there what count you like stitching on, what size needles you like. You can put your initials, you can put whether you like stitching on Aida or linen. So that's one that I'd really like to try and start in 2025, but possibly not January. Have a look at Beth's YouTube and Instagram. She's called Be More Creative, and every month Beth releases a free pattern which she calls her hashtag freebie on the 17th series. So go and have a watch of Beth, because she's really creative, she's young, and just it's vibrant, and it's wonderful to see younger people stitching. So go and have a look at Beth. And then this is, I was really chuffed. I got this off the freebie table. So another robin. Got this off the freebie table at Stitch in London this year. I think actually, I don't know if it was Frances that put it on the freebie table, because I know Frances has stitched this. It has actually, it's got the Aida in it and the leftover threads, but I probably will stitch it on, I won't stitch it on Aida. So I will probably stitch it on linen, and then give away the Aida to one of you at some point. Another Old Barn Stitching Company one, another one from Lizzie, is the Sunflower Garden. This is beautiful. This was a freebie. I think, well, she gave it to us as part in our bags at Big Stitch. So it's beautiful. I think my friend Caroline at Caroline's Cross Stitch Corner has already stitched this one. And then finally, Little Dove's Designs, Home for Christmas. I won this. So I won this on Michelle, Mama Loves You GB's channel, maybe about a year and a half ago. And I love it. I really love it. I've got really fond memories of Chris Rea Home for Christmas song. When I was in my early 20s, I worked at Next. When I was just finishing off university, and I worked there one Christmas in Birmingham at the Fort. Any of you lived out in the Midlands, at the store in the Fort, and they played that song non-stop, and I'd just sing along thinking, I'm soon going to be in my car driving home for Christmas. So that it just makes me all goosebumpy. So I will stitch this at some point. I haven't really stitched much Christmas this year, and I think probably because of the Fun for 50, I really front loaded the year with new starts and then haven't had many at the back end, and so it's kind of, I've not really stitched as much for Christmas as I would usually. So I'm so inspired. Next year, Stitchy Sally and put up a photo of her stitching tree with all her Christmas decorations that she stitched on her tree. Looked amazing. Lindsay Dixon, who I'm not sure what she is on Instagram, but I'm friends with her on Facebook and did a Christmas exchange with her a couple of years ago, so we became friends that way. I think she's quite well known in the Northeast Stitchers community. Lindsay put photos of her. She had about 4 trees, all with so many stitches on. I just thought, I want to do that next year. So I think there'll definitely be a smalls month next year of stitching smalls, trying to get ready for Christmas and get some really good Christmas decorations up. So that's a real aim for next year. So what else? Well, following on from that, then, you've all seen all the Flossabilities patterns charts that I'm going to do. Love Lauren's designs, Lauren and Sam at Flossabilities. They're fantastic. And when I reached 2,000 subscribers about 6 weeks ago, Lauren messaged me and said, I would love to give away a PDF of one of my charts to one of your viewers. So that was wonderful, because that all also then tied in with the Best of British SAL. And I asked you to tell me what your favourite Flossabilities chart was, and so many responses, so many votes for Cabin in the Wood, definitely. So if you've got it, and you come and start on the 1st of January with Marianne and I. But so many also the Halloween house, and the winner was at Makes Stitches, and it's actually called Trick or Treats Town, that chart. But Make Stitches said her favourite was the Halloween house. So That's what this looks like. So please, at Mixed Stitches, if you could please pop me a message on Instagram, or you can email me and let me know your email address, and I can get Lauren to send and tell me what chart, or you can tell Lauren what chart you would like, and Lauren and I between us will sort that out for you. So that was the winner of the giveaway. Oh, I have had some lovely Stitchy kindness, which I happened to drop. Right, so let me grab it. Did I drop everything? So I had a lovely day last week. I went and met. I have dropped actually most of that little bit of Stitchy kindness. I had a lovely day last week. I went and met my friends Roz, who's at Roz Clark's Crafts, and also Hazel. We went and met at a place called Dagfield's Craft Centre, which is near Nantwich in Cheshire, and we met for lunch, and then we had a quick scooty round. Unfortunately, I couldn't stay for very long because I had to come back because Felicity had a appointment that we couldn't miss. So I didn't spend quite as long there as I would have liked to have done. But of course, Hazel is famous for coming to retreats with lots of goodies, and she didn't disappoint Roz and I. My Christmas card's still in there. I can open that now. It's December, can't I? But she gave us both little Christmas bags, little Christmas tag on, beautifully lined with a bit of Velcro as well, so you can Velcro it shut. And then inside, she knows my favourite colours, little Christmas stocking with a little coin in it, so that's going to go on the tree. And then also some little coasters, which are just so useful, and certainly in my craft room. So absolutely wonderful little gift from Hazel. Thank you very much. And then yes, we did a little bit of shopping. Oh, not shopping, but having a look around. And Roz found these little tart tins. And yes, that's what I've dropped. I've dropped the other one. They were a little pack of 4 with a beautiful ribbon tied around them. And she picked them up and she went, "Oh, aren't these great?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, they're lovely." And she went, "Oh, I don't need 4 though. Should we split them?" And I was like, "Oh yes, please." And she went, "Okay, you didn't actually get a birthday present, although I got a birthday present in January from her." She said, "You didn't actually get a birthday present on your birthday, so I'll get them and you can have 2, and that's your little late birthday present." So I've got 2 of these little tart tins. The other one I think is dark. It's black. So that's going to be really interesting to find a little tiny wee stitch. It's not very big at all to go in there. So thank you, Roz. It was a lovely afternoon. Lovely to see both of them. And yes, this is, so we did, actually Hazel has a friend who has a shop at Dagfield's, and it's Dagfield's Craft Centre, and it's called, the shop is called Impressions. And the lovely lady there, can't quite remember her name now, but she has a lot of beads, a lot of jewellery making things, and there's some really interesting stuff that she's working on at the moment that I'm not going to talk about today, but we did have a chat, and yeah, probably you will hear this shop mentioned again in later Flosstubes, I'm hoping, because that was a really interesting little visit. So I'm just about at the end. The one last thing I have, I did have another little bit of Stitchy kindness as well. The lovely Anne-Marie, who I met at Stitch in London in 2023, sent me a voucher. A gift voucher for 123 Stitch. Anne-Marie, thank you so much. I know why you sent it, and I know how you feel, and I just wanted to say a big thank you. It meant a lot to me receiving it, and I'm just sending all the love in the world to both you and John, and thank you. So, haul. I have had some haul. Not too much actually, but a little bit. I have had my fabric of the month from West Green Loft Yarns for December, and this is cookie dough. I get a fat quarter. This is a beautiful neutral, kind of a peachy. Yeah, lovely. That will definitely find something will be stitched on that. might actually, just thinking I could actually switch out. Ideas. But I also bought, so I've been given a gift voucher for my birthday from the lovely Angela. So thank you, Angela. This is all thanks to you. So I had a gift voucher for Talking Dog Stitchery. So I had asked Rachel to get me a few bits specifically that I'd seen that I really wanted that she didn't as yet have on the website. First, elderberry. This is specifically for that Old Barn Stitch Company Spring Lock Lane stitch. Rachel had sold out and she got some in and held one to one side for me. But these are the patterns that I'd seen. Now, I had seen these patterns on both Handmade by Sarah W and Stitchy Sarah Reed's, and I just fell in love with them, and I couldn't resist getting them, and Rachel kindly sourced them for me. So the first one, so they're the Robin's Pickins seasonal couriers, and we have spring, summer, autumn, and the Cardinals winter. I just love them. They're just all absolutely fantastic. They will be definitely stitched in 2025 because they're just beautiful. Absolutely love them. And then the other pattern that I really wanted was Santa's Patchwork Cloak by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. Now, this was originally an exclusive with Evertotes. So actually, I think the it's stitched on, the called for is Panettone from Roxy Floss Co, and the threads are Roxy Floss threads. So I will see what I have in my Roxy Floss collection and adapt where I can, but I just love that. So yeah, so that will be a definite one for perhaps Jolly July. So yes, wonderful haul. And so Rachel at Talking Dog Stitchery, fantastic shop, fantastic choice, wonderful service, wonderful customer service. So I'd asked Rachel to get those charts for me, and she, yep, no problem. So please go and have a look at her website. I do have an affiliate code which gives you a little bit of discount and gives me a little bit of commission if you go over and spend on Rachel's website. So if on a minimum £10 spend, you can get a 5% discount using the code Flossie5. So there is a link to Rachel's shop below. Please go and visit. She really does do some wonderful charts. She does all the Flossabilities, most of the Flossabilities charts, hard copies. So you can either get Flossabilities charts. If you want the PDFs, you can get them in Lauren's Etsy store, but if you'd like a hard copy, you can get those at Talking Dog Stitchery. And I don't think anyone else at the moment is selling hard copies of the Flossabilities charts. So go and have a look. That is it for me today. I'm going to go back now to watch some Flossmas. Who's watching Flossmas? There's so much going on. It's just so busy. I'm hoping you still come and watch me because there's so many videos. There's so many Flossmases out there at the moment. There's so much to watch. And then, of course, we've got the Jingle Ball this weekend as well. So hopefully you'll still watch me at some point and not completely ignore me. I'm sure you won't. I'm sure you will still have, well, if you're still here at this point and you've managed to get to the end, leave me a little emoji. Leave me a little thread emoji down below, and I know you've got right to the end, and I might just pick out a special prize for somebody that stayed to the end. You never know. Thank you for joining me. It's been a bit of a long one. Really wanted to show you all my charts that I've got from British designers. I really hope in January you'll join in with me. Do comment below if you're going to join in and what chart you're going to stitch. If you're stitching one that I've got, brilliant. If not, and you've just got another British designer, please let me know. I'd love to be able to shout that out and you know, really big up all the British designers that we've got, because it's just fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And you know, it's wonderful now that we have the technology of PDFs, that all of you who aren't in the UK still can buy these charts as well. So you know, it's just fantastic. So thank you for joining me. I hope that I'm going to come and just film in 2 weeks just before Christmas. We've got quite a busy Christmas planned. Can't really talk too much about it beforehand, but I will definitely tell you about it after it's happened. And yeah, I'm very excited about my Christmas this year. And I really look forward to sharing Christmas with you after Christmas and telling you all about it. Yeah, so hopefully see you in 2 weeks. Happy stitching. And if you're going to be at the Jingle Ball, do kind of drop me a message and tell me if you want to catch up, if you're in a certain stitching room, and I can come and say hi. Take care. Bye.